Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. If you're new, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below as well as the little bell so you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. So today's video, as you could tell by the title, we're just going to sit down, we're just going to chat. I wanted to address a question that I commonly get asked quite often, and it is about being a minority in healthcare, or what it's like being a woman of color in healthcare, or however you want to word it. So I will be speaking mostly on what it's like being a woman of color, also a minority. I know there are other minority groups out there, but from my perspective as a woman of color, this is what I will mostly be speaking on today. So this question has been asked multiple times by a lot of individuals on Instagram, through direct message, or when I do the Q&As on Instagram. So, and it's actually something that I've thought about personally before. I've had those little epiphany style moments where I'm like, wait a minute, I am the only minority or the only woman of color in this particular situation. So we're gonna go through, we're just gonna have a chat. This is open discussion down in the comment section. So yeah, if you are interested in this video, then please keep watching. So I decided to sit down and make this video because I feel like this is something that I would like to shed light on. Now, when it comes to being a minority or being a woman of color in general, we all know that there are a lot of challenges that are posed just by being a minority or being a woman of color. Now, I'm speaking for women. I'm speaking for women out there because I'm a woman and we have to stick together. So I'm speaking from a woman's perspective, from an African American Black woman perspective. So I commonly get asked, what is it like being a woman of color in nursing, in the military, in all of these situations? So I want to talk about a time that predates Nurse J, predates this person that you guys see today on this channel. So even growing up, before I entered into nursing school, I always wanted to be something that was not a Black type career. I wanted to be a meteorologist. I wanted to be a paleontologist. I wanted to go to space. Like, I wanted to do all of this stuff. And I always got looks from my teachers like, oh, but you're a little Black child. You're a little African American child. Like, what about being a teacher, Jay? Or what about all of these other little careers that are out there? Like, not bashing teachers, I'm just saying. But I'm like, no, this is something that I want to be. All the time growing up, I lived, if I took any of you guys to the small town in South Carolina where I'm from, I lived on the white side of town. Okay, please tell me what the white side of town is. Why are we in the early 2000s? Why are we in the early 90s and the early 2000s and I'm growing up in an area that's low-key segregated? Like, what is this? So then keep going. As I'm growing up in high school, oh, I always got the, oh, I thought I was bougie, or I thought I was better than somebody, or I thought I was better than the next person because I had college prep classes, or advanced placement classes, that I would be the only African American in these classes. Okay, I'm sorry that this is the way that I was raised, or I'm sorry that my grades demonstrated placement in these classes. You could be sitting exactly where I'm sitting if you applied yourself. So fast forward, then I decide, okay, I want to go into nursing school. So I'm sitting there in nursing school, surrounded by multiple ethnicities, multiple African Americans, multiple whites, Hispanics, whatever the case may be. That, for me, by the time I got to college, was really the first time that I was able to say that I was in a more diverse learning environment. But there were still times in nursing school where I was like, okay, once again, I find myself being the lone African American woman in a situation. I had the opportunity to go to South Africa, and you guys have heard me talk a lot about that, or I'll share photos about that on Instagram. Once again, in that situation, I was the lone African American woman in that missions trip group partaking in that. I think there was like 7 of us. There was an African American male, but he's not even the topic of discussion because I'm talking about women. I'm talking about the minority women in healthcare. I'm talking about being an African American woman in healthcare. So once again, I find myself being the lone African American woman in this mission trip group. And I remember thinking, why? Why are we out here as a people, as a Black race, and we are not striving for better? So then let's continue moving forward, because we're going to piece this all together. Graduate nursing school, I move to Minnesota. Now, is there a highly dense population of African American women or African Americans in general in Minnesota? No, I got that. I understand that. But they are there. So then I'm already dealing with the fact that I am in the ICU, mind you, and I'm dealing with, okay, hi, my name is Jay. I'm going to be your nurse today. Oh, you're the nurse? Why, yes. Did you think I was here to serve you fries and a Coke? Yes, I'm your nurse today. Or I'm dealing with, no, I'm not your CNA. No, not accept that. But I'm your nurse today. Let me keep a smile on my face while I say this. And it wasn't with every situation. It wasn't with every patient. I'm sure you guys watching have been able to tell when you have those patients, or maybe not in the ICU because patients half the time can't talk, but with the family members where you're kind of getting that friction. Your spirit, their spirit. You're not really vibing. You can sense something. They can sense something like, not really feeling it. So then I got that situation. And then let's continue moving forward. Then I get into the Air Force where you're already broken down. You have enlisted and then you have officer. And then on the officer side, we already know that majority of our officers are Caucasians. And then you have a very small percentage that are African American. And then of those African Americans, an even smaller percentage are female African American officers. So I'm already having to set myself up. Now, where I work now, once again, very small percentage of us are African American. I work with 3 African American women, myself, another lieutenant, and another captain. And the captain just got there. So at one point, it was myself and another lieutenant. We literally showed up on the scene, and that was it. So let's continue talking. So then I get into grad school, and because I take online classes, I don't go to campus every day, so I can't lay eyes on the people that I take classes with. So one day I logged into my classes, I was submitting an assignment, I was like, you know what, I want to check the roster, because I would like to see how many people are actually in my class. I just kind of want to go through, look at the names, read their bios. To my amazement, well, actually not really amazed, because I was kind of almost prepared for this, I find out that once again, I am the only African American woman in my grad school classes. Was I shocked? A little tiny bit. Not even any African American males, you guys. I am the lone African American woman in yet another situation. Now, does this bother me? Because I think I've kind of laid the foundation for you guys. Does this bother me? Personally, for me, no. Because even growing up as a child, I literally dealt with this my whole life. I promise you guys, my family was the only African American family in the neighborhood that we live in. So does it bother me for me? No. It bothers me for my people. It bothers me that the media has wanted to portray our African American women as the angry Black woman with 1 or 2 babies on our hips in Section 8 on welfare that can't get out of the ghetto. It bothers me that they want to portray our African American males as thugs, gangbangers, slinging rocks all day with life sentences. And that's all that they're going to be from the time they grow up as young boys. So does it bother me for me that I find myself being the only African American woman in healthcare, in certain healthcare situations, or in the healthcare situations that I've been placed in? No. But it bothers me for my people. Every time I have an opportunity to encourage somebody, that's what I want to do. It doesn't matter your race, your age, your gender. This is what this channel is for. This is what I feel like my mission in life is. I want to be an encouragement, but I particularly want to encourage African American women because I'm a woman. That's what I feel like my passion is. If you have a drive for more, then you go for it. If you right now are watching this and You work at McDonald's, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you know what? You can do more than just work at McDonald's. Like, if you are back there as a cashier, okay, set it up in your mind that you want to be more than a cashier. You want to be a manager one day. There's more than just the level that you're at. And then say to yourself, you know what? I've been here for X amount of years, but there's even more than that. Like, you can work your way up from the slums. We all know it is not a hush-hush situation. It is not a secret that the African American race has to work X amount times harder. And when I say X, because it can be 5 times harder, 10 times harder, 15 times harder. We all know that we work X amount times harder than the person next to us that is mostly Caucasian. And this is not said to offend you, and if it does, go ahead, find your exit, because there it is. Because let's just keep it real. That's how it's set up. This is the societal system that we live in. So it is important to have drive, focus, determination. It is important to have a solid foundation as an African American woman in healthcare. Like, when you walk into that hospital, that patient's room, that urgent care center, wherever it is, you set yourself up for greatness. You walk in there and you let them know, look, I am here and I'm not taking your crap. I'm not taking your mouth. I know my stuff, or else I would not be here. Now, there's a fine line between being rude and unprofessional and being professional and letting somebody know that your degree and my degree are just one and the same. And I think part of the problem for our younger children, and I don't have children, so this is just my hypothesis, they don't have enough role models to look up to. They're African American. Now, yes, they have like little Doc McStuffins on TV, which is absolutely wonderful. I think that's like the cutest show ever. But even before Doc McStuffins, there was not enough African American role models within healthcare for young children to look up to. And I feel like that was part of the problem. They would go to the doctor with their parents, and the only African American person they would see would most likely be the receptionist, or maybe the patient care tech or the CNA. And then after that, that would be it. So as a young child, your mind is already formulated that, well, my doctor's not Black, my dentist isn't Black. So they're already setting up in their little minds that these positions are held for other races that they weren't born into. And I feel like that is something that as a parent, you have to tell your child, look, you can be whatever it is that you want to be. It doesn't matter if you're white, brown, purple, yellow, green. You can be whatever it is that you want. So that's exactly why I wanted to make this video. I wanted to express how I felt. I wanted to express just my love for helping others, encouraging others, and to let you know that being a minority, there is nothing wrong with that. You own the skin that you're in. My video. So basically, this is my video in a nutshell. This video has no intentions to offend anybody. If you are offended, then please check yourself and check your motives, because this video has no intentions to be offensive in any way. I would love to hear your guys' comments down in the comments section. And as always, you guys know that I love you guys. This channel is a channel for encouragement and growth. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on your way out before leaving. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.